Maggie and Mia pull into Sophie's school parking lot. Maggie sings along to a Christmas song, and Mia, having heard enough, urges that they head inside. Maggie insists she joins in instead and puts on her earrings. Maggie asks her daughter how they look, but Mia wants to know if she can borrow them. Maggie says maybe someday, and Mia sulks upset that, like her mom, she has to wait till she's 13 to get her ears pierced. Noticing her daughter's disappointment, Maggie promises to let her borrow the earrings if she sings along, and Mia joyfully joins in. Maggie and Mia head inside the school, and Mia is disappointed to find neither her father nor his girlfriend Kate there. Maggie assures her they'll arrive soon, and suggests they get seated in the meantime. Maggie's friend Ginny then calls out, informing them she's saved seats. They thank her and take their seats. Soon enough, Mia spots Kate and her dad, Jeff, and goes over to say hi, her mom offering to save her seat. Ginny evaluates Kate, asking Maggie if they like her, and Maggie confesses she finds her rather unnerving, practically describing her as perfect. Then, a lady comes over, asking to take the seat beside Maggie. Maggie is about to tell her it's taken, but looks behind to find Mia seated with Kate and Jeff. She relinquishes the seat, appearing rather hurt. After the performance, Kate spots Maggie and calls her over. As Maggie heads towards them, she trips on a present, and Jeff rushes over to help her. Kate asks if she is all right, and Jeff explains Maggie is sort of clumsy. Maggie quickly changes the subject, praising Sophie for her wonderful performance. Sophie shows her the flowers Kate got her, which has Maggie surprised. The kids ask to go get some snacks, and Maggie permits them. With the kids gone, Maggie tells Jeff she had spoken to the airlines again, still worried. Jeff narrates to Kate that Maggie is bothered about having the kids fly alone to Aspen for the vacation. Kate assures her they'll be fine, and thanks her for making this vacation possible. Maggie is glad, but admits she will miss her girls dearly. Kate then asks how they usually work things during the holidays, and Maggie tells her they don't have a plan as they'd never spent their Christmases apart. Kate is surprised and offers for Maggie to join them in Aspen as well. Jeff argues there may not be hotels available this time of year, but Kate simply states Maggie would join them at her place. Mia and Sophie return, overhearing their chat, and Sophie is thrilled. She begs her mother to come with, and Maggie finally agrees. Mia and Jeff don't look so swell though. Maggie and the girls arrive at Aspen. At the airport, a man calls out to them and introduces himself as Hector, manager of Kate's Aspen family estate. He adds that he will be picking them up, and Maggie is still surprised at the mention of an estate, but follows as he leads to the car. Maggie and the girls arrive at the estate. Jeff and Kate are the first to receive them, and Kate asks the girls in for cocoa. Left alone, Jeff airs his view on Maggie's presence here, making it a bit awkward. Maggie gets offended by this, and Jeff apologizes. Inside, Maggie is introduced to Kate's dad, Ted, who warmly welcomes her, before heading out. Maggie admires the house decorations, and this leads to a conversation about how she, Jeff, and the girls make ornaments from torn-up wrapping paper every year at Christmas, and Mia offers to teach Kate how to make one. Jeff tells them all about the itinerary Kate has planned, and she takes the girls on a house tour. Maggie places a call to her friend Ginny. She shows her the beautiful scenery from her bedroom window, and complains about what Jeff makes of her being here. Ginny tells her it is bound to get awkward, one way or another. She then reminds Maggie of her big surprise, and Maggie excitedly narrates how she's gotten Mia earrings, and even booked her an appointment to get piercings, congratulating herself. Ginny asks to make sure this isn't about Kate, and Maggie admits it is. Ginny then advises her to take a relaxing bath, which she does. Maggie is out of the sauna, and as she sings and dances to her favorite Christmas jam, unknown to her, someone stands by the door watching. He startles her, claiming she is in his room, but Maggie firmly states that Dr. Ted has given her the room. She reckons there must have been a mix-up, and asks who he is. Smirking, he introduces himself to be Sam, Ted's son. Downstairs, Kate apologizes on Sam's behalf. Hector lets Ted know he's readied the downstairs guest room for Sam. Maggie assures Ted she wouldn't mind taking the guest room instead, but Ted insists she keeps her room, much to Sam's disdain. Just then, Susan returns, introducing herself as Ted's wife to Maggie. She hugs Sam, surprised at his presence, and begins small talk, asking Maggie about her graphics design business back home. Maggie chats all about it, mentioning all the services her business has to offer. Jeff notes how amazing of a work she does, and Sam keenly listens in the background. Maggie stands out back, admiring the view, where Sam comes up behind her. He wonders why she's outside, and Maggie informs him she wants to be alone. However, he has a proposition for her. He wants her to make him a pitch deck for a meeting on Christmas Eve, but Maggie declines, stating she is strictly on vacation to spend time with her girls. Sam laughs, noting that the girls are way too busy with Kate's endless list of activities to even notice if she were busy. Maggie appears slighted but informs Sam she will have plenty of time to spend with her girls and marches off. Sam calls out to her, making another proposal. He offers to help her win Christmas with the girls if she agrees to help him with the pitch deck, but Maggie states she won't be needing his help. Sam tells her he'll be waiting for her to change her mind, and she shoots him a glare. Maggie sees everyone by the fireplace, and Susan urges her to join them. She notes the stockings in Maggie's hands and asks about them. Maggie explains that they're for her and the girls, but Jeff quickly tells her Kate already had some made for her and the girls. Maggie forces Kate a thanks, and Sam sarcastically chimes in, tensing the atmosphere. Then, Susan begins telling Maggie all about the Butterfield Inn, one of the very first ski lodges in the whole of Aspen, established by Kate and Sam's great-grandfather. Kate adds that they would spend Christmases there as kids, Sam maliciously adding that was before their dad sold the place, successfully reviving the tension. With this, Ted stands to get a refill, but Kate quickly offers to have her and Jeff go get it. Over at the counter, Kate expresses how awful she feels about the stockings, only ever wanting to make things perfect, and Jeff calms her. Everyone settles for dinner, and a conversation reveals Maggie is a bit of a klutz. Sam interrupts, asking where the two had met, and Jeff begins narrating a rather impressive story. Sam, however, clarifies he had been asking about him and Kate, and they awkwardly tell him they'd met on Bumble. After the dinner, Maggie seeks Jeff's permission to get Mia's ears pierced early, and Jeff agrees. Sam arrives on the scene and offers Maggie advice, telling her to take the kids skiing tomorrow. Maggie is annoyed he has brought up winning Christmas again, reminding him it wasn't a competition. Sam shrugs at this, pointing to Kate and the girls having fun. That night, Maggie has an idea to read the girls their Christmas bedtime story, but as she creeps through the corridors, she can already hear someone reading the familiar story. She stops at the entrance to their room, disappointed to see Kate reading it. Jeff spots her and heads to meet her as she tries to retreat. He asks her if she wants to join them, but her answer is no. Jeff then points out how great Kate is, oblivious to Maggie's heartache. Maggie finds Sam at the pool table. She admits she may have undermined the situation, and now asks for his help. He tells her he's already booked her a ski lesson for tomorrow, confident she would come around eventually, and with his help, she would win Christmas. Maggie and Sam arrive for the skiing lessons. Maggie finds she is the only adult in her lesson group, and she hopelessly struggles to balance on her ski shoes. The instructor arrives, and after giving out instructions, ushers the adults to the viewing area. Maggie explains, however, that she is signed up for the class, much to his surprise. Sam then clarifies Maggie is a child at heart, Sam never forgetting to add a witty remark. He bids the girls goodbye as he heads over to the viewing area, Maggie pleading that he not watch. Eyes full of mischief, he grins, assuring her he will. The instructor blows the whistle, and the group takes off. Maggie falls almost immediately and suffers a hand strain. Jeff, Kate, and the girls come to check up on her and find she's fine. However, she's been asked to stay off the slopes for the rest of the day. Jeff then offers to take the kids off her, but Sophie wants to stay with her mom, and Maggie, glad, jumps on this. Jeff and Kate try to get Sophie to change her mind, but Maggie insists they can find something fun to do as well, looking to Sam for help. He then jumps in, citing a place where they could get great cocoa and marshmallows. Sophie is thrilled, and the three head out. Maggie, Sam, and Sophie arrive at the restaurant. Maggie agrees to keep her end of the bargain, seeing as Sam's plan has worked. A conversation reveals that the restaurant Sam wishes to pitch is this very one, and it turns out to be the former Butterfield Inn. Maggie realizes it's his family's former hotel, and asks why he hadn't told her sooner. She tells him it would be of benefit to add his family history to the pitch, and asks that he trust her. Maggie pushes for more history, and Sam explains how everything changed after his mother passed away, and his father eventually sold the hotel. Maggie apologizes for this, sympathizing with both him and Kate, but Sam explains they had both handled things differently, Kate growing closer to their father, while he plotted running away. Sophie returns just then, and is excited to have seen so many gingerbread houses. Sam then offers to teach her to make one. In the restaurant's kitchen, Sam assembles a gingerbread house, Sophie lending a hand with the icing. Sophie tries squeezing icing at Sam's command but finds it stuck. She tries again, but it doesn't work. Sam, who's been holding up the gingerbread, asks Maggie to come take his place while he helps Sophie out. Maggie reaches under him to take hold of the house, and their eyes lock for several seconds. Sophie then calls out, snapping them back to reality, and Sam releases the house, helping out with the icing. Just then, Charlie, one of the restaurant chefs, walks in, letting Sam know the kitchen was all his for about 3 hours. Sophie asks why he doesn't cook at home too, and Sam tells her he hasn't told his family yet, asking both Sophie and Charlie to keep it a secret. Maggie and Sophie arrive in time for Kate's nutcracker party. Maggie asks about Mia, who suddenly comes running up to her, thanking her repeatedly. Maggie asks what it's all about, and Mia explains that Kate had taken her to get her ears pierced, and she thanks her mother for allowing her to get them pierced before 13, and hugs her. Maggie is speechless and grabs another drink to help deal with her nerves. Maggie watches solemnly as Kate and the girls take photos. Jeff appears beside her, asking what's wrong. Maggie brushes it off, but eventually confesses that she'd planned to take Mia to get her ears pierced as a special mother-daughter moment, feeling Kate had stolen that from her. Jeff apologizes, asking why she hadn't mentioned it earlier. Maggie explains that it should have been obvious, listing other mother-daughter activities she holds rights to. Jeff promises not to deprive her of those again, and to inform Kate as well. Sam arrives and joins them, asking what he's missed. Jeff says the party's going well, pointing to the girls. Sam insists his reindeer relay tomorrow will be even better, describing it as a decathlon. Jeff notes it's not on Kate's itinerary, but Sam reassures him she'll be okay with it, explaining it was a childhood tradition. Maggie grabs a drink, but Sam snatches it away, teasing her to save her strength. She defiantly takes it back, and Sam smiles, charmed. Jeff suggests Maggie skip the relay, noting she's not good at team sports, but Sam insists she'll be there, playfully taking the drink again. The next day, they head to the reindeer relay, and Maggie reveals she cannot skate. With all present, Kate asks that they prepare for the games. Meanwhile, Sam encourages his team, and after a good pep talk, they are ready to go. The games begin, with Sam helping out Maggie as she skates. Everyone has fun, engaged in their different games, with Jeff even using this as an opportunity to bond with Ted. Maggie falls at every skating attempt, and Kate feels a twinge of jealousy, watching Maggie and Mia bond. Eventually, Maggie gets the hang of skating, and their team takes second place to Kate's. It's time for the final game, with Maggie and Kate representing their teams. Kate goes first, takes her shot, but misses, and Jeff comforts her. Maggie goes next, Sophie encouraging her. She readies for the shot, and she scores. The crowd rejoices, and Maggie embraces her daughters. Kate seems bummed, but tries to be happy for Maggie. Outside, Sam shares his idea for the pitch deck. He suggests that she include photos of his family, and she is heart-warmed by this sentimental side to Sam, even penning down a comment of his she finds touching. Nearby, Kate watches the interaction, despite Sam's charm on Maggie and the girls. Jeff shrugs it off, assuming her jealousy stems from losing the game, but upon closer inspection, realizes she may have a point. Later in the day, Sam goes in search of his mom's old photo albums and runs into his sister going through a box of her own. The box happens to be full of old ornaments, and as they go through them, they can't help but reminisce. Eventually, Kate settles on a photo of their younger family and recalls their mother. Kate states that she especially misses her toffee, which she's unsuccessfully tried replicating year after year. Throughout their conversation, Kate sulks over being unable to recreate a Christmas like their mom's, and Sam suggests maybe she try less. He proposes they ask their dad to put up some of these old decorations, wondering why he had them put away in the first place. However, Kate reckons it may have been hard on Susan, having to deal with all this stuff from their past. Way to talk about yourself, Kate. Sam asks if this may be the same way she feels about Maggie, but Kate claims it's different. She takes this opportunity to scold Sam for trying to make Maggie think she's the bad guy. Sam then tries to get Kate to consider it from Maggie's perspective, having to watch as her and Jeff's love story unfolds. He leaves Kate to consider his words, grabbing the box of photos as he leaves. Maggie receives a knock at the door, and it's Jeff. He finds her working on Sam's pitch deck and asks about it, but Maggie simply shrugs it off as last-minute work. They enter conversation, Maggie flattering his bonding with Ted on the ice, and Jeff having just the same to say about her and Sam. He informs her he's noticed they've been flirting, and Maggie denies this, asking how this concerns him anyway. Jeff then claims Sam doesn't seem the type to settle down, and Maggie acts defiant. Just then, Sam arrives. Speak of the devil, Maggie asks him in, and tries to get Jeff to leave, but he remains, creating an awkward atmosphere. Sam then decides to just drop off his file, when he notices some ornaments on Maggie's table. They are ornaments she brought from home, and this prompts them both to share their love of decorating Christmas trees. Jeff interrupts them, reminding Sam he has been on his way to his friend's place, prompting him to leave. With him gone, Jeff offers to ask Kate, on her behalf, if the ornaments could be hung. but Maggie states she'd prefer having them with her instead. Early the next morning, Maggie gets a knock on the door, and it's Sam. He urges her to get dressed for an outing he has planned. Maggie is sleepy and reluctant to leave, reminding him Kate already had plans to take the girls snowtubing. Sam assures her they'll be back before then, opening her room doors to reveal an eager Mia and Sophie, happily awaiting their adventure. They head out. Arriving at a plane hangar, Maggie earnestly hopes they won't be taking any of the aircraft, but unfortunately, Sam informs her they'll be taking a helicopter. After a brief flight, Sam lands them in the snow below. He explains they've come to get a tree for their mom's room, and everyone loves Sam's idea, all going in search of a tree. Back at home, Kate struggles to create room for more stockings at the already crowded fireplace. Ted walks in, noticing her dilemma, and asks why she's stressed. Kate explains she was meant to take the girls out, but Maggie beat her to it, convinced she must have offended her again to cause this. Ted reckons that may not be the case, explaining Maggie may just have wanted time alone with the kids. Kate realizes she may be overreacting, but expresses her desire to make Christmas perfect. Her father comforts her and offers to help with the stockings. Sam, Maggie, and the girls arrive home with the tree, and Jeff steps out. He tells the girls they've missed snow tubing and ushers them inside. He asks for a moment alone with Maggie, and Sam excuses them. Maggie notices Jeff's demeanor and tries to explain why they were late. Jeff angrily accuses her of disappearing with the girls, canceling Kate's plan, and embarrassing him in front of Ted. Maggie snaps, defending her time with her kids, pointing out Kate's constant activities. Jeff counters, calling her chaotic and incapable of planning. Unlike Kate, Maggie, hurt, blames him for changing the regular plan for the holidays in the first place. Referencing the incident with Mia's ear piercing, she points out that she can plan, and did plan for that. Jeff argues it was an honest mistake, accusing Maggie of trying to ruin his holiday with Kate's family. Maggie reminds him that Kate had been the one to invite her, but Jeff rolls his eyes, accusing her of jumping on the offer. Jeff tells her the trip is about him, Kate, and the girls, not her, and then storms off, leaving Maggie frustrated. Maggie finds Sam playing racquetball and goes to show him the finished deck. Noticing Sam is sweaty, Maggie comments, and Sam tries to flirt. Maggie curtly dismisses him, venting her frustration. Sam asks about it, leading Maggie to rant about the argument with Jeff. Sam suggests she play some racquetball to ease her frustration. Reluctantly, Maggie agrees, and when she hits the ball, it ricochets and hits Sam squarely in the face. She rushes to check if he's okay, and they share a lingering moment before Maggie pulls away, deciding to show him the PowerPoint. She grabs the tablet and shows Sam the deck, impressing him with her work and the reordered slides. Sam, emotional about the upcoming pitch, thanks Maggie, who assures him he'll do great, but notes they'll need to print out the presentation, and Sam knows the perfect place. Sam takes Maggie to his father's study, telling her to print it out while he keeps watch outside. Maggie trips on her way in and knocks some of Ted's documents to the ground. Since when don't we expect Maggie to trip? As she gathers the files, she sees one with Jeff's name and opens it to discover it has information, as well as photos, of Jeff. Maggie is stunned, barely hearing Sam's call asking if she's done. Maggie rushes to find Jeff in the living room with Kate and the girls. She hurriedly borrows him and, away from the others, informs him Ted has a folder on him. Jeff asks what she was doing in Ted's office, but Maggie points back to the issue at hand. Ted had him investigated. She wonders why Ted would do such, but Jeff reckons he must do this with all men who seek to marry Kate. Maggie is stunned. She asks why he hadn't spoken sooner, and he tells her he wanted Kate to be the first to know, adding that he would be proposing the next day, Christmas Eve. Maggie is stunned again, asking if he's certain it's a good idea. Jeff assures her he's spoken to the girls on the matter before, and Maggie manages a congratulations as Jeff leaves. It's Christmas Eve and Maggie clarifies the girls on the new plan. They'll spend the day with their dad and Kate while she heads out. Having said that, Mia eagerly leaves, but Sophie seems disappointed. Maggie then promises to be back in time for Christmas, and she brightens. As Maggie prepares to leave, she runs into Sam, who asks her to listen to his pitch. She declines, explaining she had an Uber underway, but then, the driver cancels again. Sam offers to give her a ride on his way to Butterfield, but Maggie is reluctant. Sam hints that he knows about her made-up spa appointment, adding that he knows she won't be attending dinner either. Feeling cornered, Maggie admits she can't stay, carefully revealing Jeff's plan to propose to Kate at the dinner. Concerned, Sam offers to join her, suggesting his meeting can wait. Maggie hesitantly agrees, appreciating his company. Sam leads Maggie to an impressive pool, where he and his family had spent many Christmas Eve until his mother's passing. He asks Maggie if she had avoided dinner because of unresolved feelings for her ex, Jeff, and Maggie admits their marriage was more of a friendship than anything else. Satisfied with her answer, Sam leans in for a kiss. Shortly after, they're interrupted by a call from Mia, who's at the spa looking for her mom. Sam and Maggie rush over to the hotel, and soon enough, Mia and Hector come rushing towards them, Mia running straight into her mother's arms. Maggie comforts her and makes sure she is all right. She tells her not to go anywhere, asking that Sam watch her while she heads over to place a phone call to Kate and Jeff. Sam settles beside Mia, recounting the experience of when his father had told them he would be getting remarried with her. Mia opens up, voicing her shock about everything. She confesses she'd always expected this, but is still in shock about it becoming a reality. Sam tells her he can relate, and they sit in silence. Jeff paces the house, awaiting their return, and is finally settled on sitting Mia. He asks if she is okay, and she hugs him, apologizing for running away. Maggie then leads her upstairs to continue their talk. Sam congratulates Jeff on his proposal, walking past, but Jeff calls him back, asking about Mia's demeanor. Sam assures him her reaction was normal, citing an instance from his childhood when he had run away, in the same shoes as Mia. Jeff listens, and Sam then offers to make him a treat. In her room, Maggie makes Mia promise never to run away again, but Mia points out that Maggie has done just the same. Maggie explains hers was different, having wanted to give Kate and her dad their moment, but admits she hadn't wanted to watch him propose to someone else. Mia admits she didn't like it either, surprising Maggie, who notes how much Mia loves Kate. Mia agrees she does, but states she misses their old happy life. Maggie comforts her, acknowledging the difficulty of change, but praising her bravery through it all. Sophie then enters with cookies and joins them on the couch. Maggie assures the girls she's happy for their dad, and is even starting to like Kate, surprising Mia. She then brings out their favorite stuffed toy, cheering everyone up. Sam arrives with old ornaments and suggests hanging them on Maggie's tree. Maggie asks about Butterfield, and Sam tells her he missed his opportunity, but is happy to have spent the day with her and the girls. Maggie and Sam join in decorating, and they all enjoy the moment. Jeff walks in, about to interrupt, but lets them be when he sees the joy. Kate stands by the fireplace, wine in hand, where Susan finds her sulking. Susan asks what's wrong, and Kate tells her it's about Mia. Susan assures her Mia loves her, and offers her some advice, being a stepmom herself. She tells her never to make it a competition, but to always just be herself, assuring her that then, Mia will come around, and Kate takes her word for it. In the kitchen, Sam makes cinnamon rolls for the girls as his father prepares a snack. Ted, not really one for advice, offers Sam some concerning his relationship with Maggie. He tells him they would make a great pair, but warns that the girls are about to become part of sometime the family, asking that he not cause any more confusion in their lives with this. He asks that he not rush into the relationship without considering its impact on the girls, reminding him that he works in faraway Japan. Upstairs, Maggie admires the new ornaments on her tree. A knock interrupts her, and she rushes to open it, disappointed to find it's Jeff. Noting this disappointment, they share a laugh. Jeff comes in, admiring the tree and its new ornaments. They bring up the day's chaos, Jeff feeling guilty for not having told the girls about his proposal. Maggie comforts him, assuring him Mia just needs time. Jeff then asks if they're still good, and Maggie admits she wishes she had been told. Jeff explains that if he had, she would have just stayed home, and Christmas wouldn't be the same. They admit they enjoy spending the holidays together, but know that will have to change. As Jeff prepares to leave, he tells Maggie he's happy to see her exploring love again. After raising the girls, she deserves happiness again. He adds that Sam is a good guy, and Maggie asks if he thinks being with him is a good idea, considering he'll soon be the girl's uncle. Jeff encourages her to consider the possibility that it might work, and Maggie falls quiet, in thought. Maggie goes in search of Sam but can't find him anywhere. She encounters Hector, who tells her he had left some time ago, but hadn't informed him where he was going. It's Christmas morning, and everyone unboxes their gifts. Maggie hands Mia her present, the coveted earring hoops, and Mia jumps for joy. Kate comes over to sit with Maggie, handing her a present. It's a pendant, and Kate urges her to open it. It has little photos of Mia and Sophie inside, and Maggie loves it. Kate tells Maggie she had no idea Jeff would be proposing, and that if she had, she would have come seeking permission from her and her daughters, since only theirs matter. With that, she asks for Maggie's blessing, and Maggie happily gives it. The girls teach Kate the art of making ornaments from wrapping paper, and they enjoy themselves. Maggie heads over to meet Jeff, who asks about Sam. She tells him she doesn't know where he is, explaining she had gone in search of him yesterday, only to be told he had left. Jeff comforts her, assuring her he must have had a good reason to. That evening, Maggie and the girls head down for dinner, only to find Sam. The girls are extremely happy and ask where he had been earlier. He apologizes for this, but tells them he's left them presents, which they go in search of. He looks at Maggie at the top of the steps, and she voices her disappointment at being left last night. He apologizes for that, adding that he had gone to the Butterfield that morning. Maggie perks up, asking how it went, and he believes it went well. She steps down to meet him, and he notices the pendant on her neck. He opens it to see the girl's photos and reveals the real reason he had left last night, adding that he couldn't let her leave without confessing how he felt. He admits he likes her and wants to see her again, and without an answer, Maggie pulls him in for a kiss, assuring him that it could be arranged. Sam and Maggie head downstairs, but Sam stops over at the kitchen where Kate prepares dinner. He hands her a gift. Inside is their mother's famous toffee with almonds. Kate is surprised to see this and hugs him before he can even explain. He wishes her a Merry Christmas, and she wholeheartedly returns his greeting.